Our founders believed that those of us in positions of power are elected not just to serve as custodians of the present, but as caretakers of the future. Someday our children and our children's children will look at us in the eye and they'll ask us, did we do all that we could when we had the chance to deal with this problem and leave them a cleaner, safer, more stable world? And I want to be able to say, yes, we did.
So every morning, you get an intelligence briefing. Your national security advisor, the CIA comes over. Do you also get a regular briefing from your science advisor on these climate and environmental issues?
I do. At least once a day, you'll see something on the national security side or domestic policy side that is impacted in some fashion by the possibilities of climate change. The area where we are most concerned is how climate change could end up having profound national security implications in poorer countries. When you start seeing how these shifts can displace people, entire countries can be finding themselves unable to feed themselves. That gets your attention. They don't have a lot of margin for error. That has national security implications. When people are hungry, when people are displaced, it can have an impact on us.
If there's one thing you could do to advance this issue, what would you like it to be?
For us to be able to price the cost of carbon emissions. You know, the way we've solved previous pollution problems, like acid rain, was we said, we're gonna charge you if you're releasing this stuff into the atmosphere. We're gonna let you figure it out, but we're gonna tell you, you can't just keep on dumping it out in the atmosphere and making everybody else pay for it. We've obviously seen resistance from the Republican side of the aisle on that. And
when you're dealing with a lot of those people in the House Republican caucus, climate skeptic at best, denier at worst, every once in a while, you just want to go off on them. I mean, go off like a Roman candle. I was like, what is it with you people? You know, I mean, you know, your kid is sick, you consult 100 doctors, 97 of them tell you to do this, 3 tell you to do that, and you want to go with the 3. That's not conservative. I mean, do you every once in a while just want to...
Yeah. Absolutely.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Look, it's frustrating when the science is in front of us. And we can argue about how, but let's not argue about what's going on. The science is compelling. The baseline fact of climate change is not something that we can afford to deny. And if you profess leadership in this country at this moment in our history, then you've got to recognize that this is going to be one of the most significant long-term challenges, if not the most significant long-term challenge that this country faces and the planet faces. I think that as the public starts seeing greater frequency of extreme weather events, as they start seeing that what used to be 100-year storms seem to be happening every year or 2, and you start seeing the economics of inaction, then people start thinking, you know what, we're going to reward politicians who talk to us honestly and seriously about this problem.
Because in some ways, Mr. President, it feels like we're waiting for the perfect storm. A storm big enough to end the debate, but not so big as to end the world.
The good news is the next generation, I think, is much more mindful of this. They worry about it. They care about it. The thing that we have to fight is the cynicism that they may feel about government being able to do anything about it. The most important thing is to guard against cynicism. I want to make sure that everybody who's been listening to this interview doesn't start concluding that, well, we're all doomed, there's nothing we can do about it. There's a lot we can do about it. It's not going to happen as fast or as smoothly or as elegantly as we'd like. But if we are persistent, we will make progress. That's been the history of this country, and generally the trajectory of the world has been when push comes to shove, we respond.